What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth of coming to you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, we have our plays and our pauses. So our starts, our sits of the week. Hey, we also are going to go over what we did last week, Jason. Newsflash, it's not that great, but we have some highlights that you should pay attention to. And we also have our streamers of the week. So that is the episode today, Jason. And hey, before we get into everything, we need to tell the public how they can help the show because we need it.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far and enjoyed two friends talking about fantasy football, please hit the sub, press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment if you have any questions about start or sit for week 5. We're also on the radio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And if you guys could please, if you guys are on that, please, 5-star rating. It goes a long way. If you give us a follow, it goes a long way.
Really?
It does.
What do we rate? What's our rating on Spotify?
Well, we have 5-star rating right now out of like 18, I think.
Damn. Hey, man, that's good.
We need it for the algae rhythm. We need to get pushed out, man.
Yeah. So what helps? Like, if you actually do give this show a thumbs up, it does push us out to a ton of people, ton more people, maybe like 10. Then everybody combines on that. It's exponential, man. Anyways, who gives a shit about that? Let's talk about the news, Jason. I know, but who in the public cares about that? Nobody cares. Davante Adams, Jason, wants to be traded to New Orleans or the New York Jets. He wants to go to a quarterback he has played with. And it came out that the Raiders will not trade to the Chiefs. And Dallas, even though they were reported to be interested, Jason, I think I sent you something there. They came out and said they are not interested. So, Jason, New Orleans or the Jets, who is he better off on?
What if he goes to New Orleans to play with David Carr or Derek Carr again, and then they ship him off the next year?
Well, I'm thinking, dude,
like the Raiders did.
They already have Olave and Rashid Shaheed. At least the Jets kind of don't have much behind Garrett Wilson, so I think I'd rather him be over. Yeah, but who gives a fuck, dude, about that? I mean, Alan Lazard was a non-factor when Davante Adams was with them, so it's like, where do you think it'd be better, worth more?
I don't know.
It's just going to mess up. It's just going to mess up the whole situation for everybody. So if you want to go ahead and try to, there's a report saying that he's pretty much finalizing to the Jets. If you want to go try to trade Garrett Wilson, dude, I mean, who knows? Garrett Wilson might pop off now because he's not getting double covered. I don't know.
Damn.
I know you're a Garrett Wilson owner, Jason.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, should I try to trade him? But I'm like, it's not official yet. It's just rumors. But now you're telling me that he's probably going to sign with the Jets. So all this trade for the last episode we did, probably just dump that out the window now.
Yeah, well, that was a tweet that just came out right before the show. And everybody was checking the source. Like, is this guy reliable? He's like 50-50. So who knows, Jason? Davante Adams, though, Jason, not expected to play versus Denver. So, hey, man, Jacoby Myers is the wide receiver one there. I mean, I wanted to go out and get Trey, whatever. But Jacoby Myers is going to get the targets, dude. If you have him, if you want to trade for him now, this is the time, maybe even after this week, because he's going to get held down by Surtain. But yeah, a phantom injury, Jason, because he wants to be traded.
Yeah, why risk any injury when you're trying to get out off of that team? Gosh dang it, dude.
And hey, Jason, one of your past fantasy MVPs might get his shot. Gerard Mayo says that Antonio Gibson is under consideration to start over Ramondre Stevenson. Dude, did you know that Stevenson has fumbled in every game this season?
Yeah. Yep.
But why has Antonio Gibson been benched before in the past, Jason?
Fumbles.
So it's like, yeah, dude, what I don't know how much there is to this. But Stevenson came out hot. He looked amazing, and now, dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. So
I'm going to listen to that coach speak, and I want to know if it's more like, yeah, anybody has the potential to be benched if they're not playing well.
Competitors, dude. This is competitive. I'm Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I'm Pete Carroll.
Jason Sala comes out in defense of Breece Hall. Apparently, Breece Hall had a bad. I know he did bad. He had like 4 fucking yards, but on the goal line in particular, Jason, he did not punch it in, and he said that he is not losing any type of role. He's batting 1,000%, and this was just an outlier of a game. So, Breece Hall, Jason, is already getting backed up by his coach. The end is nay, Jason. If your coach has to come out and defend your ass. Braylon Allen by the end of the season. And now you got Davante Adams coming on. Holy shit.
Yeah, watch out for these Jets, man. If Devontae Adams goes there, I can't stop thinking about Garrett Wilson. This sucks. This sucks.
Hey, dude. Oh, we'll talk about my guy. I was gonna say, my wide receiver's knees exploded from his own fucking quarterback, dude. Hey, speaking of the Chiefs, Jason, they designated CEH for return. Again, CEH dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder from that, well, I forget what it was, dude. Some kind of burglary I forget what the fuck happened. This is Kareem Hunt's backfield, Jason. I even saw a quote saying, last year he was actually hampered by a hernia. He had a hernia all last year. So that's why his stats last year weren't that great. He still had a lot of touchdowns. I can't remember, but his efficiency metrics were down. And they were like, dude, he looks amazing. He did not look like this last year. He's like, yeah, dude, I had a hernia last year.
Yeah, I know CEH was maybe someone to target with a comeback before they got Kareem Hunt, but we talked this in later or past episodes. Like with Kareem Hunt there, he messes up everything. Even when Pacheco comes back, Kareem Hunt messes up everything.
Dude, he had like 7 rushing touchdowns and 7 receiving touchdowns in like 10 games, Jason. Like the last full season with the right before he got cut from the NFL or whatever that season.
He had 14 touchdowns before he got cut.
You go check it out. It was 7 and 7, and in that half a season. I was like, what the fuck, dude? All right, dude. Again, talking about running backs, Jason. Chubb limited in practice today. Hey, this one goes out for Chubb. I watched that game. I watched your leg dude, your leg went, that was insane. And now he is back practicing, Jason? Pretty amazing for Nick Chubb.
Yeah, his leg looked like the letter Z. But don't be sleeping Z's.
Zoltan.
On Nick Chubb. Yeah, Zoltan. On Nick Chubb's comeback.
Hey, Jason, Brandon Cooks out versus Pitt and maybe longer from an infection. He had a minor knee surgery in New York after that game. Now he has an infection from that surgery. He might be out multiple weeks. So Tolbert, I do want to point out, I wanted to put Tolbert on my streaming, but I did not have time. Tolbert, good streaming option this week. Is he? If he's not injured, who knows? Dude.
Well, he's going to be because Joey Porter doesn't shadow, right?
Joey Porter does shadow. He's in a shadow lamb.
Really? It doesn't say on that thing. Interesting. Because I was going to pick him up, but it said he does more of the outside. So I was like, oh.
Well, they changed a lot of that, Jason. They only have 2 people shadowing now. Like last week, there was like 5 shadowers, and Joey Porter was one. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then if that's the case, then make sure to pick him up. He could definitely see an increase of opportunity and targets coming up.
Yeah, Turd Ferguson as well. And then Jason Bajan off the injury report for his hamstring. He will play Thursday. So Bajan's been one of the biggest disappointments. And then Algier got a lot of work. Was that because of his hamstring injury? So good news for Bajan. And then, hey, Jason, real fast. Neighbors still in early stages of a concussion protocol. And he has not been practicing, says Dayball. So the fact that he's in early stages of the concussion protocol on a Wednesday, there's a good chance he misses this week, Jason, and Wan'Dale Robinson, who you just missed out on by like $15 fucking is going to go off.
I know, man. Yeah, well, that's kind of like protocol nowadays. You get a concussion, you miss like at least one game.
And then Jason Mixon not practicing.
They're at Seattle, just so people know. Giants are at Seattle anyway.
I know, dude, and Seattle actually, if you look at their yardage, they're allowing a ton of passing yards. Surprisingly, I don't really understand what's going on there. But hey, Jason, Joe Mixon not practicing, so Cam Akers, we'll talk about him in a minute. But yeah, so like I said, don't worry about all your dudes not practicing on Wednesday, man. That's if they played the week before, all right? If they're coming back from an injury, practicing matters on a Wednesday, any day. It does not matter. There is no dude's day for the injured people. Jason, Zamir White suffered a groin injury today at practice. Incoming, Alexander Madison, 18 carries for 29 yards.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that backfield. All I know is that Zamir White is not getting a lot of touches, and Alexander Madison is and not doing a lot with it.
Last thing in the news, Jason, this is kind of funny. Kind of terrible, too. Mahomes, everybody's like, oh my God, Rashee Rice, there's a light of hope. Because Mahomes said today in an interview, like, hopefully we get him back soon. So he is optimistic about it, and he knows more than anybody. And then right next to that was Rashee Rice's mom, caught on tape. This is TMZ. It was like 30 minutes ago. Stealing a neighbor's was like Chappelle Roan. I don't even know who this chick is. She's like all over the news now. She a record off the doorstep. So there's this lady's wearing like a Rashee Rice jersey, and it's got this the Ring camera is just taking pictures of her stealing this package, and it's Rashee Rice's mom.
What the heck is going on with that family?
I was like,
not even Christmas time.
Yeah.
That happens around Christmas, not.
She's like, I gotta have that. My Chappelle. I was like, Rashee Rice is just. I mean, he's only making like $300,000 a year right now. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh.
He can't afford to buy me. Well, he's got legal issues. He can't afford the Chappelles.
The mother's thinking for the future and getting her Christmas presents now.
You got to plan ahead, Jason.
Yeah, got to plan ahead.
Keon Coleman, you shop a season ahead.
Right.
All right, man. Let's get into some streamers. I talked about who was that? Oh, Tolbert being a streamer. And speaking of R. Kelly, Jason, let's get into streamers. Hey, you know what we can't say? We cannot talk about self-harm, Jason, on YouTube. Otherwise, it demonetizes you now. Oh,
Do
my
we
God. No, it's just a big article today on Reddit. It's really bad for all the video game people because they're like, I did this guy. You know, this guy's boom.
Right.
I'm just like, all right, that's
no
pretty crazy.
self-harm, but we can talk about other people's harm. We can still do that.
Hell yeah.
All right. We're still in business.
All right, Jason. Hey, I do want to talk about some streamers. And Tyler Lockett is not getting what he deserves. And before this week, he was out targeting JSN when he played, dude. And Geno Smith as well. Dude, I think he's like quarterback number 7. I tried to go pick him up. I was going to start him over Sam Darnold this week, Jason. But Tyler Lockett has the best. They're going against the Giants. He's got the 5th best cornerback matchup with Deonte Banks. Deonte Banks has given up 0.39 fantasy points per route run. That's really good. And the Giants are dead middle in passing yards, Jason, allowed passing yards and allowed fantasy points to wide receivers. So Giants really don't allow passing yards or fantasy points to wide receivers. They're just kind of average. But this is where they can attack this defense. And I know that the Giants have one good cornerback, Jason. I don't know who it is, but they were actually talking about it.
Phillips? I want to say Phillips.
Okay, because they brought him up like 3 times in that last game. And I know the defensive line is good. But hey, DK Metcalf has been going off, dude. Do not be surprised if Tyler Lockett is actually the guy to own against the New York Giants. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the page right now. It looks like he does have a really great matchup. It looks like, he's getting the targets except against New England. I don't know I can't remember what happened there, but he's got to get the touchdowns.
He was injured, and he barely played. He was barely able to play.
He's got to score those touchdowns. That's what he's missing right now. He doesn't have a touchdown on the year.
I'm just surprised by his targets, Jason. Like, his targets are no joke. And, like, nobody's even talking about Tyler Lockett. He's always flying under the radar, and this year is, like, the most under the radar. I keep on hearing about JSN. I'm like, dude, well, check out fucking Tyler Lockett, man.
Yeah, 7, 2, 8, and 9. Those were his targets on the year.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, 7+ targets in 3 out of the 4 games, and he's in that college offense. So I'm all about that shit right now.
It looks
PPR
like
especially.
Go on. Yeah, and PPR.
And then this is all. I'm going to switch over after this, but I'm going to move to defense, Jason, real fast. Miami and New England, they're playing each other this week. They have the lowest scoring offenses in the league. That's number 1 and number 2 worst. I think Miami is averaging 8 points per game over the last 3 games, and New England's averaging 12 points. So that's 50% better. But holy shit, Jason, this could be a 20 fucking point game. I mean, if you want a good floor for your defense, man, start Miami or New England. I guarantee they're available on your team, in your league probably.
Yeah, I came very close to picking up New England and playing them this week because of the matchup. But Tyler Huntley, he scored a rushing touchdown last game, and before that, if I remember right, they didn't score a touchdown in 7 or 8 quarters.
Some crazy shit, dude. It's just, and you can't target the Panthers anymore, and
right.
You can target Tennessee, but I think they're on a bye. I can't remember what it is, but
they can't. The Dolphins are not. They can't run and they can't pass.
Dude, just start one of those. Start somebody in that game. It's gonna be the lowest point total we've ever seen. Seriously, man. Like I was like, dude, I want to see what the over and under is on this game. I didn't even write it down. And then Jason, another streamer. I like Akers versus Buffalo. I know that King Henry just fucked this up, but Buffalo allowing the most rushing yards over the last 3 games at 168 yards per game. And then Mixon not practicing today, but Dell is. And so they were both coming off of injuries. So this just told me like Dell is important. They are making him practice on a Wednesday. Mixon important as well. He is not practicing. One is young, one is old, but still, dude. I think that Mixon has a good chance of being limited this game, if anything. And they're going against somebody that dude is allowing a ton of rushing yards, Jason. So Cam Akers, man. I don't know. I didn't look at the last game. Did somebody else start taking over last thing? I thought he led in yardage.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that much. If I remember, but Tyler, I looked it up. That Dolphins Patriots over and under is 36.
Oh my god, dude! How is that even going to be possible? Take the under, man. I would bet. Hell, dude! I told myself I'm going to start betting this week. I might put $20 on that. We'll see.
Lucky.
I need to sign up, dude. I delete the app because I don't want to. I don't like losing money, man. I'm poor, Jason. Losing money is a big deal. And then here we go, man. I got another one. Cord. I wrote this down, man. This guy, I was going to get this guy's name tattooed. I wrote his name down like 10 times on my arm on Sunday, Jason, when I was doing my waiver wire show. Cordero Patterson. This is an Arthur Smith. This team is better than we thought, Jason. Arthur Smith runs the shit out of it. You just dropped Jalen Warren. Najee Harris sucks, dude. Like, he's averaging 2 yards a fucking carry. And then this game, man, they just gave it to Cordell Patterson until he got injured. But he had like three receptions, 5 rushes for like 40 yards, dude. And I was like, I have to get Cordell Patterson, man. This guy is a league winner. And then he got carted off. So anyways, he is questionable. I can't really find any updates on his injury. Dude, if he's available in your league, go get him right now. And Dallas, Jason, he's going against Dallas. If he plays against Dallas, I'm starting his ass. Dallas allowing the 3rd most rushing yards over the last 3 games. So I just want to throw it out there, man. Cordell Patterson, to me, I was kind of freaking out over that. And I didn't want to, I thought Jason was going after him. So I've kind of kept the lid on the fucking pot because he told me he was going to drop Jalen Warren. So I was like, oh God, he's going to pick up Cordell Patterson.
Oh, no. That's all you
Jason,
do.
Am I crazy?
I mean, he's a good runner. He's a good player. He's athletic, but I'm afraid of his age. And look, he got the ball too many times already, and he got like carted off the field with a knee injury.
Oh.
But I mean, he still looked better than Najee Harris. Najee Harris, his stat for against the Colts, who have a horrible defense, his stat line was like 20. It was like something bizarre low. Like, it was crazy low. It was stupid low. Like, what the hell? Like, almost minus points. So,
and Jason,
Patterson looked good. I mean, if he practices tomorrow, I guess pick him up and hope he doesn't go out there with his walker and he survives the game.
You guys are going to kill me, Jason, when I'm winning the league with Kareem Hunt and Cordero fucking Patterson, man. You're like, what the hell's going on around here? Fantasy football, it's all luck, right? Jason, but I do want to say my thoughts were reinforced the next day. Did they play the Colts, right, you said?
Yes.
The Colts quarterback, I can't remember his name, or linebacker, tweeted out, "Hey, shout out to Cordell Patterson. Before he got injured, he was running way harder than Najee Harris." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, he threw out Najee Harris, his name and everything. So
he just
knows better than I do.
He looks a lot faster than Harris too. Harris just looks like a slug out there.
Dude, he's old as balls, and there's so many. Dude, this team is better than I thought, Jason. And then, hey, next up, man, which team do we target tight ends against, Jason?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, except the problem is here, dude. We got they're going against New Orleans. So Taysom Hill has not caught a fucking pass. So it's gonna be Foster Moreau or Juwan Johnson, and Juwan Johnson hasn't done shit. Jason, if you were desperate for a tight end, throw out Foster Moreau out there. KC is still allowing the most points to tight ends by a mile, dude. So all year, you have been able to stream tight ends against Kansas City. Mike Gesicki, dude, you started him. You started this trend, Jason, with Mike Gesicki.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, and then, I mean, that's self-explanatory, Jason. Lastly, Daniel Jones versus Seattle. I wanted to throw this out here, Jason. Seattle allowing the most passing yards per game, 280 passing yards per game this year. But then I I did the news and then I put Malik Neighbors. So Daniel Jones probably not streaming. Geno Smith is if he's out there, he is the streamer that you want.
Daniel Jones.
No, Daniel Jones without Malik Neighbors, I don't fucking want him. So
Oh no, who'd you just say? Who's the streamer out there?
Geno Smith. If I could get
Geno Smith. Okay.
I would start him this week. I would start him this week.
When I was doing my research, I came very close picking Daniel Jones as my play of the week.
Oh, dude! I mean, everything lines up for Seattle, and like the rushing touchdowns and everything. I'd almost bet he would get a rushing touchdown. Somebody here? Who knows, dude? Who knows what's going on outside my house, dude?
Get out of there!
Ha! Got my lawn, motherfucker. Okay. Anyways, Jason, those are the streamers. Anything crazy that I'm forgetting?
No.
Yeah, Daniel Jones. Yeah. I like Geno Smith a lot, dude. I swear, dude, our league, Jason, our main league, is pretty good as far as picking up players that I want. I always think that somebody's available, and they never are. It's always trade. Like, god damn it, dude. All right, guys.
But no one trades.
What'd you say?
But no one trades.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I'm trying to trade for Tyreek Hill. Motherfucker doesn't even respond. Just lets it sit there. All right, dude. Man, my mustache is itchy today. Pause, man. Let's start off with negativity. We're going to end on positivity. Positivity would be pause, Jason. But hey, man, when we say pause, we're not saying to sit the player. We're just saying we have pause on that player. Sit is kind of too much of a hard line there. And Jason, I think I have the first pause, right?
Yep.
So, I'm a Vikings fan, dude. Vikings fan. Darnold. Sammy Darnold. Samwise Darnold, Jason.
Samuel L. Donald.
So, I mean, yeah. He's what? He's been killing it. Top 10 quarterback play 3 out of the 4 weeks. I think I read. He's going against the Jets, though, dude. You see what the Jets did to Bo Nix last week? That shit was insane. I know it was Bo Nix, totally different, but still, man. The Jets' defense is legit still, especially on the back end. Their cornerbacks are awesome. They are giving up the 18th fewest passing yards allowed per game. So they're in the middle of the pack, Jason, as far as you can pass the ball against them. They just don't give up any fucking points. They are giving up the fewest fantasy points per game to quarterbacks at 8.9, Jason. So quarterbacks, on average, over 4 games, have gotten 9 points a game, dude. Only QB. Oh yeah. New York Jets 5th in opponents' points per game allowed. So when you play the Jets, you do not score a lot of points. Their average is like 15 right now. And the Jets allowing 0.5 passing touchdowns per game, Jason. So there's a 50% chance right now that Sam Darnold gets 1 fucking touchdown. But guess what? He is the only quarterback in the NFL to throw for multiple touchdowns each week. He's the only one. He still gets that. He's got that streak going. Well, guess what, dude? That's coming to an end today. This week, I think he gets 1 touchdown, maybe like 200 yards. I think that they're going to run the ball a lot more with Aaron Jones and just maybe do some other stuff like that. So, yeah, as far as passing the ball a lot, they haven't gotten a lot of yards anyways, Jason, because they've been blowing people out. They might blow out this team because the defense is going to be so amazing. I don't know, man. Not setting up for Sam Darnold to have a huge week through the air.
Yes, and let's say one of the main reasons that Sam Darnold is having so much success besides the offensive scheme, the Vikings, their pass run win rate is actually, or pass block win rate is actually pretty high. I believe it's like top 5, top 10 for sure. So he has the clean pocket, right? The clean pocket for him, he's killing. His clean pocket completion percentage is 75%, Tyler. That's 5th overall. So when you're getting this guy time, you're getting the wide receivers able to run their routes. Justin Jefferson's going to get open. He's going to do him. He's going to do him. You know what I mean? But let's take a step back. His pressured completion percentage, so when he's getting pressured, he falls back to 28th overall.
That's a good stat, Jason.
And that's one of the best things about the Jets. They were like this last year, dude. They are able to put pressure on you, and they're also able to let their secondary just do work. So this is the trend of the New York Jets. They did this last year. Their coach, Salah. Was it Salah?
Salah.
He actually made a comment about that last year. He's all, when we play against quarterbacks, we take them out. And it's true, they do. And they're still doing it.
Well, you're making me think now, Jason. I was like, God damn it. I don't like that sad about Sam Darnold under pressure because everybody's loving the Lions. I'm like, dude, fuck the Lions, man. What about the Vikings? And Aiden Hutchinson's leading the league in quarterback pressures by like 100%. So, yeah, maybe Aiden Hutchinson's going to mess up my Sam Darnold. All right, Jason, let's talk about a wide receiver a running back to pause.
Yes, I think, Tyler, we may be leaning towards one way of a team winning or losing in London. Because this is my gamble of the week. This is Jason Riskiest pick, and it is to pause running back 7 overall, Aaron Jones. Honestly, Tyler, I don't feel good about this.
I mean, when I was just saying, I was like, dude, the way that they're gonna have to win, it's like, dude,
right?
Or the tight end.
Even when I was doing this, I kind of hope that Aaron Jones gets like what do you call it? Air sick, plane sick, flying sick, ocean water sick.
I forgot they were playing in London. To be honest, Jason, so that is a variable as well. That I feel better about sitting Sam Darnold now.
So here we go. He faces a defense that's ranked 24th in running back scoring. They have allowed 1 rushing touchdown and no receiving touchdowns of running backs. In week 1, they did give up 180 rushing yards, but since then, they've moved to the middle of the league in rushing yards allowed. And their defense allows 10 points a game. That's 3rd best in the league. Their defense has improved the last 3 weeks and implementing a bend, but not break method. I don't see Aaron Jones scoring this game. Most of the games, the Vikings jump out into a commanding lead. Like we saw last week, it was 28-0 against Green Bay. And then they rely on the running the ball the rest of the game. But I still see this being a close game, so I don't see them like totally having to just, let's try to run out the clock and run the ball. I think it's going to be more balanced. I think it's going to be a close game. It's also in London. But Tyler, like I said, this is a hard pill to swallow. But I pause Aaron Jones. I just don't see him getting running back 1 or 2 numbers.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's a flex play.
I feel a lot better about your pick now that I know it's in London. Because if it was not in London, I was like, I was thinking Aaron Jones might have a big game. But I just don't like game. I mean, I don't know, dude. It could be good or really bad away. I don't like Thursday night games. I don't like games in different countries. Andrew, shut up.
I mean, this is the reason why it's the gamble of the week. It's hard. He's actually playing pretty well. He has a 100-yard rushing game this year. He's had 2 90-yard rushing games this year. But in those games, the Vikings had a big lead, and they didn't need to pass. They just rushed the ball. I don't think that's going to happen this game.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, dude, that sucks. I hate that my Vikings are playing in London, man. I forgot about that shit. I heard that in the offseason. I was like, why do you want my Vikings over there, dude?
Yeah.
The Scandinavians are going to come down and watch the Vikings. All right, dude. Let's go on to the next one. I'm going to pause a wide receiver. Okay. And this guy's going against one of our lockdown corners, Jason, that we talked about in our cornerback wide receiver matchup video that came out yesterday. So this guy is not even going to get a good game in before he's joined by, Devontae Adams, Jason? So I'm looking at Olave, dude, the Olave Garden. I owned him for his rookie year. I love Olave. I just don't like Derek Carr. So there you go. He's going to go. But the main thing here, though, is he's going to be going against Kansas City and Trent McDuffie. I don't know if it's Trent McDuffie. Is that Trent McDuffie? I know his last name is McDuffie.
Isn't it Trent McDuffie? Yeah.
I think so.
I believe
Jason,
right.
All I hear about is how Kansas City keeps it on a close game, low-scoring game. That's their philosophy, dude. Their defense is insane. Their offense is terrible. They just lost Rashee Rice. This game might be a lower-scoring game, dude, than the Miami versus New England.
36.5 overall, over and under.
Yeah, so Kansas City 23rd in pass. What did I write there? I like it better when I type it out. I don't write it. Passing yards allowed at 228 per game. So Kansas City's actually giving up a lot of passing yards, but it's not through Trent McDuffie, Jason. Trent McDuffie is actually doing really well. I was going to write down his thing. Sorry, dude, my dogs are pissing me off. I do want to talk about Trent McDuffie, who he's gone against. Quentin Johnson, 1 reception for 9 yards in week 4. Drake London's the only person that has had success. He had 6 receptions for 67 yards and a touchdown week 3. Jamar Chase only had 4 receptions for 35 yards week 2. Then Zay Flowers week 1 only had 6 for 37. So McDuffie's actually is one of the was still like a lockdown corner. He's only allowed that 1 touchdown to London. And I wish I could find McDuffie, Jason. That doesn't really matter. I don't care. I just told you he went against. That's good enough. And Kansas City 11th fewest fantasy points per game to wide receivers at 23.5, and that is mostly because of McDuffie. So low scoring game, Kansas City defense, and especially McDuffie, Jason. I don't see this being Olave. I don't like Olave in this game.
Yeah. We're having the same concerns last year as we did. The concerns this year,
right? Last year.
Yeah, the concerns this year are the same as last year. In the first 4 weeks, this dude, he could get the receptions. He's getting, some yards, but this guy is not getting the touchdowns. And the touchdowns is what held him back last year. He only had, I want to say, 4 or 5. No more than 5 for sure. And it sucks because people were getting this guy in the 2nd and 3rd round. But, yeah, to go along with what I was saying, his red zone targets, he's 31st in the league, Tyler, in red zone targets.
Shit.
That's not good. His expected fantasy points per game is only 12. And this is a guy that, people were drafting in the 3rd round. It's not great, and he's going up against one of the best corners in the league. It's not a good matchup. And I see, Tyler, I don't know if you've kind of paid attention to this, but the Saints are really starting to cool down from their hot week 1, week 2 games.
Well, the Cowboys showed how to play him, right?
That showed them how to, stop the run?
Wait, did the Cowboys beat him, or did the Cowboys get blown out by them?
No, the Cowboys get blown out. So I am hurt that you did that to me. You brought that up weeks later.
Some team fucked him up, and I was like, "Oh, that's the blueprint." But yeah, I mean, when I told you, I put a lot of money on Sam Darnold, not a lot of money, like $7 over Derek Carr, because I was like, I believe in Sam Darnold and KOC and that whole team way more. I just didn't see it being sustainable for Carr, and it looks like that's playing out that way, which is nice. And then, Jason, lastly, I think that you want to push somebody off the edge, correct?
Yes. So, where am I at? I want to pause tight end 16, Kyle Pitts. I actually more want to push this guy off your team. Play, pause, and push. I want to push this guy off your team. I just pushed him off my team. He's no longer on my team. Because this guy's career is a bust. His quality target rating, which I assume, Tyler, is the quality of targets he receives from Kirk Cousins, is 11. It's 11th overall, so that's got to be good, right? So the quality of targets is good. That I don't know how else to explain it, but
11 out of 100.
I feel like the ball is in a good radius for him to catch it. I guess that's what it means. But he only has 11 targets on the year. And you want to know why, Tyler? It's because he can't get open. I know this is not a sexy stat, but his separation is 0.80. Under 1 yards. He is literally wearing the defender as a onesie.
And Jason, who usually leads those stats? It's usually tight ends, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So how could Kirk Cousins possibly throw the ball to him when he's wearing the defender as a onesie like that? I wouldn't want to throw him in either. I want to keep throwing to Drake London.
Buffalo Bill, Jason, because he's wearing the opponent's skin.
For real. I don't know why I just moved my shoulders in a creepy way like that.
You're thinking about your skin.
I guess, yeah. Anyway, his only touchdown came from a broken play. Last week he had 0 catches on 3 targets. And this week he faces the Saints, who are 21st, or Tampa Bay, who is 21st in tight end scoring with allowing 7 points a game, which magically matches his crazy low expected fantasy points per game of 7. So I pause. Nay, I push Kyle Pitts.
I delete him. Yeah, Jason, there was videos coming out here's both of Kyle Pitts' targets from last week, and it showed it, dude. He is literally jogging out there. It's not good, man. If I was a head coach and I saw that shit, he'd be gone. Yeah. So, it was a pretty popular post yesterday, and I just thought of it when you were talking about him right there, dude. I was like, oh yeah, dude, Kyle Pitts, I know why he doesn't get targeted, because he doesn't fucking run, dude. So, Kyle Pitts, I would get him off my team, man.
I'm gonna be so pissed. And like week 12, he's gonna be like, "I've been dealing with an ankle injury all season. Now I feel better, and now I can run."
Bait you into drafting him high again next year or some stupid shit.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it to us.
Yeah. All right, dude. I mean, that whole offense has been underwhelming anyways with Zach Robinson or whatever. Plays. Let's go to our plays. Let's end on a positive with no pauses. All right, mister.
Okay.
Who's your play quarterback?
Play? We got to play. Quarterback 22, Trevor Lawrence. I'm not happy about this one either.
I wasn't either, Jason. I read your text and I was like, I'm not happy.
I'm not happy. Fuck this guy. He's projected 16 points with a good chance to score closer to 20. I mean, it is possible. He faces a Colts defense that has allowed the 5th most passing yards with a touchdown interception ratio of 6-2. The Colts defensive line pressures 32% of the time, which is top 12. I'm telling you this for a reason. That's good because Trevor Lawrence has a better completion percentage under pressure than he does in a clean pocket.
That makes me think he thinks too much.
I know, dude. It's so weird. It's like opposite with this guy. And we can see his wide receivers getting open because the Colts secondary isn't great. You know, the wide receivers, they do have a good matchup this week. Hopefully Evan Ingram will come back. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson are on the hot seat. So I expect them to come out guns a-blazing at home and a division rival. I play Trevor Lawrence, I guess. Yeah.
Jason, when you say division rival, what always makes me nervous is like, even though the Colts defense is the fucking worst, dude, they're usually tight games where they're played completely differently. So who knows how that's going to go? But still, man, if you're ever going to start Trevor Lawrence, it's going to be, dude, these Colts, man. And especially if Anthony Richardson's starting, they're going to have a ton of opportunities, dude.
A lot of opportunity.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Taylor's not going to play, I don't think either, correct?
I don't think so. I see people picking up Trey Sermon, so
yeah.
might be out.
So, dude, if Anthony Richardson's in there without Jonathan Taylor, dude, they're not going to be able to hold on to the ball, and it's going to be a ton of opportunities for ETN, dude. I'm holding ETN, and I'm hoping that he pops off one more fucking week, dude, so I could just send him out. But nobody wants him anyways. So Trevor Lawrence, Jason, I think out of all the weeks, this is the week that you could do it.
We'll see.
We'll see. Jason, you know what's funny is I almost went ETN as my running back.
The guy you've been trying to get rid of?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I was trying to talk myself into it. And then I remember that there was that, there was that stat we threw out on the yesterday's show or whatever about how Josh Jacobs' snaps have been going down. It was down way low. And so I'm here to tell you we're going to play Josh Jacobs. He's like one of my starts of the week, dude. Where the hell is this? Where did I write Josh Jacobs' stuff? Got Olave. Oh, right here. Dude, the Rams, man. Because in my mind, I'm like streaming people against the Rams defensive line. When I watch them, they get fucked up, dude. So it's like they're missing Aaron Donald so much. They drafted 2 rookies to try to fill it, man. It's just not working. So running backs against the Rams has been money. The Rams allowing the 6th most fantasy points per game to running backs, 26 points per game, dude. The Rams allowing the most rushing yards per game at 165. The Rams allowing the 2nd most points scored total, dude. So it's going to be a high 20. They're allowing 28.8 points per game just in general as far as a scoring defense. So there should be, I mean, come on, man. I know this offense has sucked, but this is their opportunity to score some fucking points. And then the Rams allowing 1.3 rushing touchdowns per game. That is 6th worst. So Jacobs odds are he's going to get a touchdown. Odds are he's going to get a lot of yards. And I think that what's the only scary thing is if Joe Flacco does play and they get up by a lot, and he might get phased out for Emmanuel Wilson. But a lot of the commenters said that Jacobs was getting worked into the passing game last week as well. So
wait, when who plays Joe Flacco?
Say Joe Flacco plays, Jason, and like the Colts actually like just maybe do really well and go up by 21 points.
No. It's the Packers against the Rams.
Oh my God, Jason. Oh my God. I got caught up in two different things.
Yeah. You had me confused, dude. I was like, oh,
The
bro,
Rams
what's
ain't
going
scoring
on?
points, so I don't care, dude. It's Kyron Williams versus the Packers. So yeah, Josh Jacobs, they're gonna kill him. I'm sorry, dude. So yeah, I don't know. I got that in my head. Oh, that's why I have ETN notes mixed in with this a little bit because I started on ETN.
Oh, no,
So
you're
yeah,
good.
Jason, Josh Jacobs, man, is literally a super smash start this week. 100 yards and a touchdown versus the Rams.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. He's a Super Smash Bro this week. I mean, you said the Rams in general, they're one of the defenses you just want to target like every time. And he's a running back that gets a lot of volume. He's 7th in carries. He's top 12 in red zone touches. Like, yeah, he's 7th in rushing yards. He's gonna get his this upcoming game.
All right, dog. What's your which wide receiver are we pushing this week?
Dontayvion Wicks. I'm excited about this one. I actually probably did overkill, but we're gonna go through it anyway. So you play wide receiver 51. What? Yes, wide receiver 51, Dontayvion Wicks. And you heard it on the show before. Wicks is the best route runner on the Packers team. Check the tape. The evidence is there. He just needed his opportunity. And now he'll get it versus a defense that allows the second most receiving touchdowns. Wicks was averaging 28.5 snaps through week 3. That's when all the Packers wide receivers were healthy. And then Watson went out in the first quarter with his ankle. Wicks finished the game with 56 snaps. And 56 snaps, he managed 5 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns on 13 targets. He led the team in targets. Over the last 2 years, Wicks has had a higher target share and more yards per route run than Romeo Doubs, who's going to line up on the other side of the field from him. He is currently 8th in fantasy points per route run with 0.57. Wicks will likely square off against Kobe Durant, who has a coverage grade of 46 by PFF. That's ranked 95th overall. And yet, look who. Oh, okay. And then he's ranked 95th. And let's look at the wide receivers he had to cover: Khalif Raymond, Greg Dortchman, Ronnie Bell. Tyler, who the fuck is Ronnie Bell? And rookie Rome Odunze. Now he would cover Wicks, whose average depth per target is 9th in the league. Dude, Tyler, this over and under is also set at 48.5. The Rams secondary is basically playing pee-wee football out there with a bunch of adults who are trying to tackle. I play Dontayvion Wicks. Also, side note, Jordan Reed is going to pop off this game too.
Jordan Reed?
Jaden Reed.
Jordan Reed's at tight end, right? That's what.
Yeah, might be gone. Jaden Reed's going to pop off this game too.
Yeah, I mean they're going to score points. You know that. Just how it's going to come. So yeah, Jason's got the wide receiver for the Packers. I've got the running back for the Packers. And then Jason, next up, dude, I've got my secret start of the week, which means that I think this guy is available on your waiver wire because I just picked him up on my waiver wire, Jason. Tyler Conklin, man. I should have checked to see what percentage he was owned, but since I picked him up, I was like, oh, maybe everybody can. So I'm a Vikings fan, Jason. I know ever since George Kittle just like fucking gaped, listen. Anyways, dude, fucked us, dude. Fucked us hard. I've been paying attention to the tight ends against the Vikings. They're holding wide receivers. They're holding running backs. But tight ends, Jason, they're letting it flow, all right? So Minnesota allowing the 5th most fantasy points per game to tight ends at 10.8. All the other metrics, dude, it's like they're like top 5, fewest, whatever. But the 5th most. So this is a tight end funnel defense, like specifically. It's kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs, Jason. And then Kraft, Jason, for the, we were just Tyler Kraft or whatever for the Packers last week.
Tucker.
6 for 50. What'd you say?
Tucker
Kraft, thank you.
Kraft.
Did I say Robert Kraft? That's
I think you said Tyler Kraft. Tyler Kraft.
I was Tyler Croft. There's Tyler Croft, dude. Anyways, Jason, too much football in one brain. 6 for 53 and a touchdown, dude, last week. So that's Kraft. Schultz had a terrible week, but Schultz fucking has had a terrible year. He went 2 for 11 week 3. Kittle, dude, 7 for 76 and a touchdown when they held the 49ers to nothing. And then the Giants played in week. The Giants don't even have a tight end, dude. I think Bellinger has had like 2 receptions this whole year. So the two times they faced tight ends that were anything, they got beat up by them. And Conklin, Jason, he just had he led the team in targets last week or the week before. So I'm loving Conklin, dude. I'm starting Conklin over a lot of people this week.
Yeah, dude, Conklin is always out there on the field. And one thing we've always talked about, too, is that if you're in the slot, that is great for PPR. And for tight ends, Tyler, he is number 2 in slot and playing in the slot snaps. He's also number 1 in routes run for tight ends.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. And he's also, I just had this stat, he's also 3rd in deep targets for tight ends.
I did see that. I meant because I did I did the waiver wire thing on him, and I had a bunch of cooler stats. But then I would just I'm trying to go for the defensive stats against him kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's also 10th in expected fantasy points per game for tight ends, which is good.
Dude, and what's going to fuck him up is Devontae Adams goes there. You might as well just sit down and block from now on.
Yeah, won't need you.
I know, dude. Let me see. I do want to go over Jason. Last week's. I'm going to see what Conklin is. Tyler Conklin might be over 50% owned now, dude. 34% owned. Go get Conklin, man. Oh, I do have a waiver. That's right. I do have something. Okay. I'm going to shut up. Here we go. All right, Jason. Last week, we batted 500 last week. We were 3 for 4 on our starts. No. 1 for 4 on our starts. Not good. 3 for 4 on our sits. So we know a turd when we see one. You know what I'm saying? Jason, yeah. I said to start Caleb Williams against, I think it was the Colts, right?
Rams.
And, dude, they changed their whole offensive philosophy before the game, man. They threw the ball. They decided to start running the ball. I was like, holy shit, Shane Waldron. So that was just, I take the blame on that, but come on. Jason, you said to start Ramondre Stevenson, and he was running back 37 last week. He's probably lost his job from last week.
No.
And
he fumbled.
I said to start Michael Wilson with Trey McBride out. And, dude, without Trey McBride, that offense can't function, Jason.
I know, dude. What happened when the Cardinals last week put up some freaking points? Their defense, Tyler, is giving up 42 points a game. You expect more passing from Kyler Murray, or more. I don't know. Anyway.
And Jason, I do want to shout out you, Jason. You said to start Kelsey even before Rashee Rice got injured. So you probably got helped out by the injury, but still, you were brave enough to say that before the injury. And hey, sits Jason, AR-15, quarterback 31. I said to sit the Seahawks running backs against the fucking Lions. Oh my God, Jason. Kenneth Walker, running back 2 last week. So way wrong there. You said to sit Wilson. You were totally right. And I said he was wide receiver 60. And then I said to sit Hunter Henry. He was tight end 38.
Yeah. Did Henry get anything?
No, it was because it was a terrible matchup for tight ends. And it's like,
Go on.
I don't even think Austin Hooper did shit. I can't remember, dude, but it was bad. It was very, very bad for Hunter. So, yeah, Jason, we batted 500. We usually like, for gambling, you want to be like one above 500. So, like 60%, 55%. So, we missed the mark a little bit. We made the mark, I think, the previous 3 weeks. So, anyways, Jason, I feel way more confident in these this week, in mine at least.
Austin Hooper actually had a touchdown last week against the Niners. So, they avoided.
Oh, yeah. Fred
Hunter
Warner.
Henry. Dude. Yeah. That's good that you do because I don't feel confident.
I know. I don't feel confident about Trevor Lawrence and who was the other one, dude? I can't remember. So I don't feel good about this.
Aaron Jones. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but they're in London, so I don't blame you.
Just don't get a touchdown, Jones. That's all I ask. Give it to Ty Chandler.
Hey, man, if you've got some obvious start or plays or pauses, let us know down in the comments. If you disagree with anything that we said, dude, you can let us know. Burn us, dude. sear us, grill us. We can take the heat, Jason, because we're the other white meat. Just like that song from Jason. What's the Bloodhound Gang? Anyways, hey, hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription. Jason, please send us out.
People out there, hear me now. Go check out the quarterback, wide receiver, cornerback cheat sheet matchup. It is great information. Look into it. This comes out on Thursday, which means Friday is our rankings. I got to start working on that. We do it live. Come have a drink with us. Let's talk shop. I'll talk to you in that video. Deuces.
Hey, this is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.